Talofa, Malale, Bula, and welcome to TeivovoRugby. I'm Culden, Kamea, and this is my Super Rugby Pacific 2023 Round 1 podcast. I generally don't bother watching all Round 1 games because the teams are not at their best and the players are usually warming to the task. But with the Fijian Drua playing Moana Pasifika in Auckland last Saturday, of course I had to make an exception. And wow, what a game from both sides. Very impressive scoring, 70 points in total, and at New Zealand $500 a pop, generating 35,000 New Zealand dollars for charity in New Zealand. So well done, boys. The game was outstanding on so many levels, especially the spirit in which it was played. As hard and physically tough as it was, the game was clean, with all players showing big respect to each other. Another outstanding aspect were the respective captains' calls not to kick for goal, despite maybe nearly 10 very kickable penalties, all turned down for a good old-fashioned tap and charge or a kick for the 5-meter lineout. Okay, to get this off my chest, like Blackburn's coach Wayne Smith, who has called on World Rugby for an outright ban, I am not a fan of the lineout drive. The highly respected rugby thinker Smith says it is simply not rugby, and I could not agree more, and besides it is boring and killing fan interest. Many people aren't aware, but last time I checked in a typical game of rugby, the ball is only in play for a tick over 20 minutes. Yes, that's right, out of 80 minutes in a full game, the ball is dead or out of play for most of the game. Anyway, having said that, both Moana Pasifika and the Fijian Drua had a couple of goes at the lineout, drive, and scored. I guess they have to do it because they are mainly coached by expats, and I understand that they must also do it in training to counter opponents using it more often. Like the Brumbies, who really have no shame executing lineout drive after lineout drive as one of their key attacking weapons, which really is killing rugby. Maybe lineout drives can be restricted to just 5 meters out from the try line, so it does not become a 30-meter boring mess of a rumble. But I digress. Back to the game. It wasn't until the 68th minute that one of the teams actually took a penalty shot at goal. Maybe that can be another rule change. You can only kick penalties for goal after, say, 60 minutes. The lead changed hands many times in an exciting and entertaining spectacle, which sadly only very few Kiwi Pasifika fans were there to see. Okay, I understand Auckland has suffered some pretty horrendous weather lately, and people are feeling a bit down with thousands of families impacted with very hard times ahead. Time will tell. However, I feel deep down inside that the Pasifika communities have not bought into this Moana Pasifika team because the players are not genuinely from their islands. Most are New Zealand based, and so the real rugby impact back in Samoa, Tonga and Fiji is negligible. You may say I am biased, and I apologize to all the hard-working people behind the Moana Pasifika franchise like Sir Brian Williams and Sir Michael Jones and CEO Pelanato Sakalia. But I think the New Zealand Rugby Football Union should have insisted on a Pasifika team based in Fiji, playing in Apia and Nuku'alofa with rugby academies running full-time in each country, feeding the best young players in our islands into Super Rugby. Can you imagine a Pasifika squad of 30 players made up of the best 10 young talent out of Samoa, Tonga and Fiji playing in Super Rugby? Can you imagine the crazy crowd if that game was played here in Fiji last Saturday? Watch out, Razor and the Crusaders, next weekend in Fiji, round 3. For TeivovoRugby, I'm Culden Kamea.